Okay. Listen, I told you so. I told you, like, we just don't need her. We just don't need her. And we proved it last season. She played 13 games, y'all. 13 games. She had 4 good games, 9 bad games. We just don't need her. We were one win away from the WNBA finals with a makeshift roster without her. We just don't need her. 3-0, undefeated this year without Caitlin Clark, and we're blowing teams out. And you could say, but they were missing A'ja Wilson and they were tired. Well, what are you supposed to do when your opponent is tired and they're missing arguably their best player? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to blow them out, right? You're supposed to destroy them, right? That's what they did, right? So it's the same. So we heard last time the goofy YouTubers were saying, yeah, but it's not like they beat the Aces. Okay, so they just beat the Aces. Yeah, but they didn't have A'ja Wilson and they were tired. Well, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You did your job. When your opponent is dead tired, they don't have their legs, right? And they're missing their best player, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to blow them out. You're supposed to evaporate them, which is what the Fever did, right? It's the same situation with Portland. Portland is new. They're figuring out CLA. What are you supposed to do to a brand new franchise figuring out a new system that's never been used in women's basketball history for a team? Individually, yes, but not for a team. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to blow them out. And they did that without Caitlin. LA missing a few of their two of their better players. Okay, so when you're missing two key pieces, what are you supposed to do to that team? Blow them out. That's what they did. The Aces missing Asia Wilson. They're pretty tired apparently. So what are you supposed to do? Blow them out. Destroy them. That's what the Fever did. They did their job. Now, had the Fever barely beat Portland without Caitlin, had the Fever barely beat LA, had the Fever barely beat the Las Vegas, then you could say, yeah, listen, they barely beat them though. I mean, with Caitlin, they would have blew them out. They blew out all three teams without her, made them look stupid, and they did their job. Okay, they did their job. So you can't listen to these are people, something clearly is wrong with these people. Like I said, I don't know what happened after, like something happened during COVID where people aren't logical thinkers. They're not critical thinkers. Something is going wrong upstairs. A lot of slippery people upstairs I've been noticing ever since COVID happened. There's just something funny going on. So, like, I just wanted to clear that up. They just don't need her, you guys. They just don't need her. They play better defense without her. They have a better winning record now. Now they're 19-15 without her, right? They just don't need her, man. They play better defense. They look like a true sisterhood, like they did last year. They look like a cohesive, simpatico unit. They look hand in glove. You guys, they look like the perfect match, like they were meant to be. This is beautiful basketball we're watching whenever Caitlin isn't playing. Now, you could say, well, what about the Fever before Caitlin? That's not Stephanie White's problem. Well, what about Asia and Kelsey? They were there before Caitlin got there. Well, it's not Aaliyah Boston's or Kelsey's job to pick the players, okay? It's not their job to hire the coach and the coaching staff. That's not their job. Their job is to hoop, pure and simple. And like I said before, Christy Sides took them from 5 wins to 13 wins and should have gotten more wins her first year with the Fever. If Lexi Hall wasn't injured for 12 games? Melissa Smith was injured for 9 games? And the Fever lost all of their games by single digits. Yet the Fever were dead last in the WNBA in Christy Sides' first season in 2023, making wide open threes. So had the Fever made some of those wide open threes, because they lost all of their games by single digits. They were dead last in the WNBA making wide open threes. So had the Fever made some of those wide open threes, the Fever would have made the playoffs Christy Sides' first year, right? So you can't say that. And listen, Aaliyah Boston, already an all-star before Caitlin showed up. Kelsey Mitchell, all-star in 2023 before Caitlin showed up, right? And so what happens is that they got competent coaching. Christy Sides came in and did an admirable job, a remarkable job, to be quite honest, without the key pieces she needed. They tank for Caitlin Clark, even though Christy didn't get the memo. I hate saying memo. What is that anyway? Even though Christy Sides didn't get the notification about tanking, she didn't get that notification. But I do want to say this, is that they thought that Caitlin was going to solve all of their problems. They needed a true point guard and they needed perimeter shooting. They thought Caitlin was going to be the best of both worlds. We get great point guard play in terms of facilitating, orchestrating the offense, and we get three-point shooting, a better three-point shooter. And so what they did is that they knew that they were dead last in the league making wide open threes. So in 2024, what did they do? Before even, let's remove Caitlin from this. They went and got Katie Lou for better perimeter shooting. Damiris Dantas, better perimeter shooting. They needed a slashing big, a transition rim running big. They got Tammy Fack-Benlay. This is what they did. So if you look at the 2024 roster, they decided to bolster, to make sure that they have a surfeit where there was a deficit, right? So they couldn't really make threes. They didn't have great point guard play, even though that was one of Erica Wheeler's better years, but they didn't have, in terms of facilitating, but they didn't have great point guard play. They couldn't make threes. Okay. And so that's what they did. They bolstered the roster with what they needed, and then they added Caitlin Clark. And she was supposed to be the one that just take them to the next level because you were getting the best of both worlds, right? The problem is that, listen, you're young, you're new. It was rough, a condensed season. You didn't have time to practice before the Olympic break. So it was pretty rough. And then, you get swept by Connecticut and Stephanie White. And, you go 2020, you get blown out in terms of you didn't win any games in the playoffs. And so that's what it was. That's what it was. Now, this season right here, this is arguably one of the worst rosters in the league, okay, in terms of a face card. One of the worst in the league. But it's Stephanie White and her system, okay, without Caitlin Clark, that makes this one of the better rosters in the league and one of the most dangerous, lethal rosters in the league. And it was the same thing that happened in 2025. When you remove predictability from the equation, when you remove erratic, irrational, petulant, high-strung, okay? When you remove that from the equation, something that is someone who is capricious, when you remove someone or something that is capricious, something that is volatile, unpredictable in a negative way, right? And then predictable because you know what she's going to do, especially on defense and in a 50-50 game. When you remove that, you get peace and you get fluidity. Everything looks smooth and beautiful. And you're less predictable, right? Excuse me. Because you know who's going to have the basketball with Caitlin. You know what she's going to do with it. Hold on. Yeah. And so it's just one of those type of situations. Like, you just move on. You move on from it. And so, the Fever, they just look beautiful. Things aren't arbitrary. With Caitlin, it's arbitrary. Right? It's sloppy. It's messy. And that's the situation. So, I just wanted to clear that up. Trade her to the Portland Fire. You don't need her. And everyone feels stupid right now. Black and white sports feels like an idiot. We're not watching, so you're just one person. Well, a lot of my viewers aren't watching, so you're not 300 plus million Americans. The hell out of here. The Fever will be just fine. The ratings will be just fine. It was a packed arena from what I can see. Everyone left because the Fever, it was clear the Aces weren't going to win. Ratings will be just fine. Ratings will be just fine. And then they said, well, we'll make a video if the Fever lose. So then they could have some Stephanie White fodder, right? They could have some Stephanie White tabloid fodder. And it didn't work. The Fever blew them out. The Fever won. And then they come up with these ridiculous excuses. And it just showcases that these aren't intelligent people, because you're supposed to blow out a team that's tired and a team without their best player. And that's what they did. And they didn't even let him get 70 points, right? And then and so with the Aces, you're dealing with immaturity. Kennedy Carter wanted to prove to Kelsey Mitchell that she's better than Kelsey, because Kennedy and Kelsey have this little war, this in terms of competition, being competitive with each other. Kennedy knows that Kelsey is unguardable. Kelsey knows that Kennedy is unguardable. And so they wanted to go to war with each other. And Kennedy she got caught up in it, got into foul trouble, and that was it for her. Okay. And so that's what it is, man. Like, it was immaturity. Listen, Cheyenne Parker doesn't like Aaliyah Boston on the court. And so this isn't Cheyenne Parker's first time trying to bully Aaliyah Boston because she says Aaliyah is a dirty player. So she got caught up in this I'm at war with Aaliyah Boston and got into foul trouble. That's what happened. Immaturity from Cheyenne Parker and from Kennedy Carter. Both of them had targets. Kennedy was targeting Kelsey Mitchell. It's just professional jealousy, if you will. Okay? Pure and simple. Or envy. And then Cheyenne Parker always goes at Aaliyah Boston whenever she can because she feels that Aaliyah is a dirty player. So immaturity, y'all. Flat out immaturity from those two women. And they canceled each other out. Right? Both of them got into foul trouble. They were on the bench and the Fever took off. Lexi Clutch got into rhythm, doing other things. Lexi is a better close range shooter and mid-range shooter than she is a three-point shooter. And Lexi did all of the other dirty work. Sophie Cunningham came through with major three-point shots that we needed. Aaliyah Boston was beautiful. She missed a couple easy ones, but beautiful. Kelsey Mitchell, beautiful. Sort of second-guessed herself a little bit in the third quarter, but beautiful. Raven Hollywood Johnson, beautiful, tenacious, physical, assertive, confident, determined. Ty Harris orchestrated everything. Got her points really from the free throw line and just made sure that she didn't do anything wrong. She managed the game. She didn't play outside of the system. And tonight she just needed to be the perfect cog and do her part. And, it was just simple. I don't even want to disrespect her saying a cog, but she just played her role. And so Monique Billings did her job. Michaela Timpson did her job. Everyone came to work and did their job. And Stephanie White and the coaching staff did their job, and they looked very professional. Everyone was buttoned up, very formal. Okay. Austin Kelly with a suit and tie on, extremely formal. If you look at the bench, everyone was pretty formal. I think Keith Porter, I don't think he was formal, but everyone was essentially formal. I think he was formal. Everyone was essentially dressed formal in formal attire. And then you look at the Aces bench with their coaches, and they're all trying to dress like Becky. It's ridiculous. And so it's just one of those situations. Man. So it is just clear the Fever do not need Caitlin Clark. Trade her, man. Trade her. We just don't need her. Now, the Fever don't, like I said, the only reason why they're not trading Caitlin Clark is because they want the money. That's it. Like I said, if the Fever knew for a fact that they would be able to still sell out of a bunch of merchandise, still get great ratings, and pack out that arena, the Fever would trade Caitlin because they just don't need her, y'all. I swear to you, they don't need her. Not for the on-court stuff. They just don't need her. The Fever are afraid to trade Caitlin because they believe that the attendance will go from 15,000 to 9,000, right? They believe that the ratings would go from over 1 million to 600,000 or just 700,000. And then the merchandise sales would drop. And so that's their fear. It's not with anything on the court. They proved it last year. We don't need you. In a more physical league, by the way, with a makeshift roster in a new system with Stephanie making adjustments every single game because she has a makeshift roster. Just think about that. They took a team who've been together for all of these years, been with the same head coach, they know the system, and the Fever with a makeshift roster in a new system that was changing. It was dynamic every game. They were one game away from the WNBA Finals. Caitlin only contributed to 13 games and was only good in 4 of those games. So, just go. Just go. Just go. Okay? We don't need you, Caitlin. And then you saw her energy again. She stood up twice the whole game, I believe. Once when Lexi scored her first points, and then I think one other time. And then her energy was dead. Just dead energy, y'all. Okay? Dead energy. Just like it was last game against LA. Once she saw that the Fever were going to win his game, it was clear. You saw her energy change to resentment, to jealousy, okay? To knowing she can't ever beat the narrative, the belief. It's just facts right now that the Fever are better without her. She can't beat it. And she knows it. And that's not, so her value is only in sales. Her value is only in currency. Okay? Her value is in all of the ancillary, tertiary things that has nothing to do with what's going on the court. Okay? To the Fever. Now, she can go to Portland and her value to Portland will be great on and off the court. Because Portland will fit her perfectly with CLA. It's just, she has complete autonomy. That's what they do. All 5 players have complete autonomy over the offense. They do whatever they want to do, call whatever they want to call based off of rhythm and familiarity and chemistry and things that they see and all of that. And so the only time a coach would ever call a play with CLA is at ATOs, okay, or coming back from a quarter or something like that. Normally they call around 4 plays a game. Everything else you see is from the players. Just what they see, what they feel, chemistry, all of those type of things. So that fits Caitlin perfectly. Like I said, she would average, I think Caitlin would probably average 32, 33 points per game and 13 to 15 assists if she went to Portland. And because she's a great help defender, she's always been a great help defender, she would average around 3 steals a game. I think a flat out 3. Might even get, probably 3. God just don't want me praising her right now. That's what he's telling me. Just don't praise her. Don't give her any love. But yeah, she should go to Portland. Go to Portland, leave the Fever. Now, the Portland don't necessarily need her for attendance because they had, 2 games this year where they had like over 19,000 fans. So they don't necessarily need her for that, although she would help them. They don't necessarily need her for that. But Portland's economy is trying to bounce back. My brother has been living in Portland for over 10 years. Portland has a homelessness crisis. The crime has gone up some in Portland because of housing and it's the rent and all of that stuff. And so Portland has been going through it, but they've been getting better the last few years. It's been getting a little bit better, but it's pretty bad in Portland. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty bad. So she would give a huge boost to that economy. She would give a huge boost. So her value would be on the court and off the court for Portland. We just don't need her in Indianapolis. We don't need her, right? I'm just speaking about on the court. Now, if you're talking about money, yeah, that's the only reason why they're not getting rid of her. I promise you, Kelly Krauskopf, Amber Cox, and Stephanie White, and the Simons know for a fact, they all know this. We just don't need her on the court. But if there was a way that it was possible for us to have all the other icing and sprinkles she brings in terms of merchandise sales, fans and this attendance numbers and ratings, we would get rid of her right now. We would get rid of her if we knew that attendance would still be great, the ratings would be great, merchandise sales would be great. I promise you we would trade her right now. And you would get a huge haul. Looking at Lexi Hall, no pun intended, but you would get a huge haul, right? You send her to Portland because that's perfect for her, right? I swear to you, y'all, God just don't want me praising her right now. He just don't. She's a terrible person. So you would get 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, Carla Late and Bridget Carlton. It's just that simple. Just think about that. Add Carla Late and Bridget Carlton to this Fever's roster this season. The Fever clearly are winning the championship. Clear. And then you're walking out of there, you're getting 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and 3 third-round picks. On top of the picks you already have, the Fever are set for the present and the future, especially seeing that they have Carla Late and Bridget Carlton. What are we talking? And listen, and some people might say, nah, that's too much for Caitlin. No. Caitlin is going to give you value on the court for Portland, and then she's going to boost your local economy, and Portland needs it. That's why 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks, Carla Late and Bridget Carlton. And if you got to move Monique Billings to get a little extra money to where all of that works with the salary cap, do what you have to do. I mean, it's just really simple. It's really, 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 really simple. I would get rid of her right now. We just don't need her. We just don't need her. And that's just a true story. That's real life. Miss Alberta, how are you doing? You said the Fever offense was darn near flawless tonight. It was aesthetically pleasing to watch. I agree. You said the Fever front office has already thought about trading her, but the owner of the Pacers and Fever is thinking about the bottom line. Absolutely. And that's all that it is. It's about money. Period. Pure and simple. It's about money. Right? What am I doing? Ooh, where we're at? All right. Yeah, they just don't need her, man. Hurry up. Yeah, they just don't need her. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Mo Billings, Lexi Hall playing great tonight. Yeah, because Caitlin Clark didn't play. The Fever played better ball without Big Nose. Oh, my gosh. Huge roll W. Congrats, ladies. Masterclass from Steph. What a great roll dub. Yeah, see, what Black and White Sports doesn't realize, and the other ones, Angry Fan, I hate that dude. He's disgusting. KTV, he's a horrible person. He's going to hell. His soul will burn in hell if he don't somehow make a change. But to me, it seems like he sold his soul a long time ago. He's a disgusting, horrible, satanic person. He's going straight to hell. I want to make that clear. All of them, they all look stupid right now. They all look silly. And what they don't realize is that you average all of them. They all average less than 50,000 views per video. Every last one of them. Now, they'll have their moments where they'll get big views, but they average less than 50,000. There's almost 400 million Americans. And somehow they believe that America watches their channel. That the population, the entire population of America watches their channels and is gonna listen to them with boycott the Fever. No, man, everyone doesn't have a YouTube channel. Everyone isn't on YouTube. Okay, everyone doesn't watch that stuff. Everyone isn't on Twitter. They don't see what you're tweeting. They don't know that your tweet got 150,000 views. They don't know this stuff. You have so many Fever fans not even on Twitter. They don't know what's going on. Like, you have people in these comments supporting the Fever. Okay? And these are a lot of white people too. And it's just like, I don't know what that dude, Black and White Sports, is saying, or Come On Now, and Adrian Ross, and Ben Daniels, and Rachel, and Rosalina, and all of. I don't know what these people are saying. I don't watch them on YouTube. You know what I watch on YouTube? I watch freaking documentaries or something. Like, I don't watch that stuff. I watch people baking pies on YouTube. I don't watch this crap. I don't even have an X account, right? So this is what some people are saying. I don't have an X account. I don't know what they're saying. All I know is that I enjoy the Fever with and without Caitlyn. I'm gonna support the Fever with or without Caitlyn. Like, and so like, but not me. Not me. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. Man, how do you pronounce that? Okay. So anyway, he says, BS, this league is so fixed, rigged. What is the Hammond and White making out at the end of the game? It is a joke. Conspiracy theories. So let's move on past that. Miss Alberta, what is up with Lexi Hall? Her threes aren't falling. Yeah, Lexi has the yips again. She goes through it every year. Cosmic T says, I think the Fever should trade all three of the Milks, to be honest. Listen, just get rid of Caitlyn. Listen, Sophie is terrible in terms of her character. But listen, she's okay. Just get rid of Caitlyn. We'll deal with Sophie later. First things first, let's get rid of Caitlyn, because that's the one we just don't need. Okay, so period. We just don't need her. So like, let's just get rid of Caitlyn. Hammond and White are getting married. Okay, so more trolling. Get that out of your system. You got to exercise those demons. Miss Alberta says, I think the Fever want Sophie gone. Well, I don't know. What I can tell you is that I'm not a fan of her anymore. But what I can say is that we damn sure need those threes from her. Let's come on, like, let's call it what it is. Those threes came through tonight. So I'm more interested in getting rid of Caitlin Clark. We'll deal with Sophie another time. But yeah, so like, that's what it is. Like, these people, I'm telling you, like, if you read some of these comments, these people are okay with all of this. They're okay. They're okay with the Fever winning without Caitlyn. They're okay. Like, they're not caught up in these conspiracy theories to get views and subs. That's like, look at this. Look at Leslie Jones. She says, awesome. Great job, Fever. Look at her. This is some innocent white woman from Long Beach, California, a loyal Democrat, LGBTQ, big tennis, baseball fan, hashtag justice matters. She's on Blue Sky, pressure is privilege. She's quoting Billie Jean King. She has approximately 7,000 followers. She's following 7.5. This is an innocent lady who supports LGBTQ. She's just innocent, an older white lady. She is not watching black and white sports. She is not watching Come On and Angry and Rosie and Adrian Ross. She's just innocent, y'all. And so it's so many of them. We're just like, I'm not watching this stuff. Oh yeah, so when you see that these are people who block me, they can't handle the truth, baby. See, I don't even know who blocks. Sometimes, man, I swear to you, I got politicians who got me blocked. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know these politicians had me blocked. But, you know, just some of the things I tweet, and I had no clue. I didn't even know. Okay, so I blocked Angel Reese, but I didn't know Angel blocked me. I blocked her first. And so, and then I look and I'm like, oh crap, I seen like somebody quoted like some tweet or something of her. And then obviously it was blanked out like that. And I was like, oh, wait a second. I clicked on it and I unblocked her to see that she had me blocked. So I was like, look at that. That's wild. But look, they look great tonight. It's another white dude. Let's go. Good win, ladies. Some innocent white dude named Ryan the Great. Look at this. Well done, Fever ladies. Great road win. Great grammar, too. Comma after done. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Great grammar. This is Buck Leahy. Look at this. An innocent white dude. He's an Army retired, a husband, grandfather, sportsman, a conservatarian and Bill of Rights. Look at this guy. Look what he has. Indiana Fever fan. Look at this, y'all. 3,000 followers. He's from Florida. He's an innocent white dude who's minding his own business. Here's another one. Great job in Vegas. Incredibly well played. And he's a MAGA guy. He's a Republican. He's a Donald Trump guy. And he's not giving in to that crap. And listen, man, like these people are delusional. Way to go, girls. Here's another white dude. Way to go, girls. His name is Craig. He has almost 6,000 followers. Look at him. Like, what are we talking about? I don't even know if that's his real profile pic, but great win. Who is this? Steven. Let me get out of that. Steven Simon. He's from San Francisco. Happy generalist. Pace of Sports Entertainment. Look at this. Just minding his own business, enjoying the fever. Eddie says CC is the problem. Way better without the dumb, you know what. Yeah, I mean, yo, I have so many people have me blocked on here. And I've never interacted with these people. It's just that people can't handle the truth. So they see my tweets floating around. They just can't handle it, man. They can't handle it. Let me read some more of these comments. Yeah. Hold on, let me get back to here. Miss Alberta says when Caitlin comes back, she's going to mess up the flow of the offense. Whatever your name is, you really think Mitchell is going to take this team to a championship? Well, she almost did last year. So Miss Alberta says you could tell some of the Fever fans at the last two games are fine with Caitlin out of the lineup. Former FBI employee Dan Bongino blocked you. Yeah, it's just wild, man. The dude, whatever your name is, Rogel or whatever the hell that is. What happened to Carter? She looks like she is still injured. Cosmic T says, do you think the Fever should try to get Benijah from the Liberty since their new coach isn't playing her? Well, I mean, listen, I don't know if Benijah... Bro, what are we doing? Yeah, I don't know if Benijah wants to come back to the Fever. Okay? Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know if Benijah wants to come back to the Fever because you got to remember the Fever used to have Benijah Laney on the squad. And she was developing and getting better. And next thing you know, Tamika Catchings and they all decided to get rid of her. And she goes to Atlanta and dominates in the bubble or the wubble. And her career took off ever since then. But you saw her improving with the Fever. Everyone, Fever fans, couldn't believe that we got rid of her. We got rid of her. We got rid of Kennedy Burke. We got rid of some quality players, but it was all their plan to tank. Okay, the Fever wanted Tiara. They made sure of that. And so they got her with a third pick. The Fever thought that they can get their twin towers with Tiara and Lauren Cox. I mean, I'm watching the Fever tank every year. Okay, so they thought that they could have these twin towers where it was going to be a block party. No one was scoring in paint, and they would dominate the block. Lauren Cox from Baylor and Tiara McCowan from my school, Mississippi State. I watched the Fever tank every year to get what they wanted. I watched them get Tiara. I watched them tank to get Lauren. And then after that, I saw them tank to get Aaliyah. I saw them tank to get Caitlin, right? And so, that's what that was. The Fever, and this was all part of their plan. I didn't even talk about Nalissa Smith. The Fever knew that they couldn't lose. Either the Fever were gonna get Ryan Howard, Nalissa Smith, or Shakira Austin. It was a win-win. If you were picking in the top three, it didn't matter who you landed, you felt like you won, right? So that's the way it was. Atlanta chose Ryan Howard. Fever chose Nalissa Smith. The Mystics chose Shakira Austin. You couldn't lose no matter who you picked. Okay. And so that's the way that was. So I just watched the Fever tank every year to finally get the roster that they wanted. And that's what it is. So yeah, they got rid of a lot of players. Listen, Stephanie Mavunga, and I still think she should be in this league. But like that's what it is. Alana Smith just cut her like an idiot, So it's just ridiculous. It really is. Emily Angsler. I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? So it's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. How you doing, Ricky? You said I just saw a tweet saying trade Caitlin. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just the way that it is. So yeah, the Fever, they just don't need her. So I mean, we could look at the numbers. We could look at the numbers and go to the box score. And look, they tried to get the Aces to be competitive by sending them to the free throw line. That's how bad the Fever beat them, that to keep you watching the game, because it was clear the Fever were going to win this game, to keep you interested, they tried to force the game to be more balanced, more competitive, more close. So they kept trying to send the Aces to the free throw line. Look at this crap. How many free throws? Matter of fact, I can just go to summary. How many free throws? Oh, no, that's free throw percentage. No. Let's go back here. Let's go to free throw. Total attempts. 25. How many did the Fever get? 16, 18. Okay. Oh, so the Fever got 20. The Fever got 20, y'all. The Fever got 20 free throw attempts. And the Aces got 28. And a lot of this was like them trying to balance it. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. And it was some bogus calls too. Some bogus calls. Look, Kelsey, 33. She had a rough night, but she still got 27 because she was aggressive. And so, you know what this is? This is, now she has to step it up. This was a rough night for her. It was that third quarter. That third quarter, the Aces sort of slowed her down in that third quarter. But a plus 18, only one turnover, made her free throws, 83% of them. And she was making some middies. So, yeah. So when you look at this, you say, damn, she got 27 points. That's crazy. And she didn't shoot well at all. And so, but that's pretty amazing. She got that. She just got to clean it up. But this is rust. So for everyone saying that, oh, the Aces were tired, well, rest versus rust. Okay? And so, like, that's what happens. Sometimes when you rest that long, you're rusty. And so Kelsey was rusty tonight. Now you'll see Kelsey pick it up. She won't be as rusty. Lexi Hall, a little bit rusty. So we had a team who had a lot of rest and they were rusty. And they still blew out this team who had all of this momentum, even without Asia. And they're playing at home in front of their fans and they still got blown out. Like, just think about that. So, so when you listen to these YouTubers or Jason Whitlock on his podcast and all of these other people, these people in these Twitter spaces, what they're not going to highlight is that the Fever were rusty. They had a lot of time off and they were rusty and they still blew the Aces out. They still beat them. They still beat them by 16. Right? And so, like, that's the way that is. But listen, Aaliyah Boston stepped up 75% from deep. Made 3 of them, 53% from the field, had 2 blocked shots, even some, jump balls. She got 2 of them. And I think jump balls needs to be a stat, right? And I believe that. And I also think if you win a jump ball, you should be rewarded, the team should be rewarded 3 to 5 seconds on a shot clock. I think that should be the reward because Raven Johnson won that jump ball over Kennedy Carter. Okay. But it was 1 second on the shot clock. So you win it, but that 1 second is gone and now the Aces have the ball. Well, how is that fair to the person winning the jump ball? Right? How is that fair? Like, what is her reward for that? So I think that if you win a jump ball in a situation, I think anytime you win a jump ball, you should at least be rewarded 3 seconds. Now, if it was, yeah, or let's say there was, yeah, so that's, to me, that's what I say 3 seconds. 3 seconds. You win a jump ball, that's worth 3 seconds. Right? And so that means the Fever would have had 4 seconds to work with. You can get something off in 4 seconds. We saw that with Lexi Hall. You can get something off in 4 seconds. And so I think that's what it is. So once again, I'm bringing something new to basketball. Jump balls should be a stat. And you get 3 seconds for every jump ball you win. It's worth 3 seconds. Okay? So Raven just won that jump ball for nothing. 1 second on the clock, it's gone. The Aces have it. Nah, give her 3 seconds. A jump ball is worth 3 seconds. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. Just like I said, it's time for the league to have hockey substitutions. It's high time for that. It's time for the league to get rid of the travel rule when they say you travel if you take a step before you dribble. I think it's antiquated. I think you should be allowed to take 1 step before you dribble. The moves are better. The offense would be much better. All of that. It would make basketball and offense more dynamic. It would make players more dynamic, even bigs. I think you should be able to take 1 step before you dribble. Okay? Because they already let you carry. They let you cuff the basketball. They didn't used to let you cuff the basketball. They let you take crazy gather steps when they didn't let you used to do that. So if you're letting people cuff and carry the basketball and take crazy gather steps, right, then I think it's time for us to take 1 step before we put the ball down. I think we need hockey substitutions. Okay? And I think a jump ball should be worth 3 seconds, and it should be a stat. So once again, contributing something to basketball, bringing something new to basketball. Okay? And but yeah, like that's just what that is. So yeah, man, this was a team effort. Aaliyah put up a double-double. You think they're going to talk about Aaliyah's double-double with high efficiency? Nope. With a plus 16, plus minus, only 2 fouls and 1 turnover, with 3 offensive rebounds and 2 blocked shots, and she calls 2 jump balls that were critical? Or you think they're going to talk about this amazing performance from Aaliyah Boston? Remember, she's the number 1 overall pick too, by the way. And she's a champion. So people forget Aaliyah's the number 1 overall pick. She's a number 1 overall pick in 2023. They seem to forget that. And she was hooping against a number 1 overall pick in Jackie Young. She was hooping against Jewel Lloyd, top 3 pick. Nalissa Smith, number 2 overall pick, right? Like, that's who she was hooping against. Kennedy Carter, top 5 pick. Like, let's go to the Aces real quick. Let's go to team. Let's go to the Aces. How do I do this? Let's go to the Aces real quick. Because, like, I want to make this clear. So Aaliyah Boston got a beautiful double-double against this chick who was the number 4 overall pick and should have won Rookie of the Year. She was hooping against, number 1 overall pick, Jewel Lloyd, number 1. So a number 4 overall pick, number 1 overall pick, the number 2 overall pick, the number 1 overall pick. This is another first round pick. Number 11th overall pick. Hold up. A top 5 overall pick. Number 5 overall. Cheyenne Parker. Another first round pick. Okay. Like, this is who she was hooping against. This is who, look at my girl right here. First rounder. Yeah, that's a third. And then I think Kirsten was taken in the first, I believe, right? Yeah. Look, another first rounder. Man, look at this roster loaded with, even without Asia Wilson, even without Dana Evans, even without Janiyah Barker, who was, before she decided to stay in college, she was supposed to be a top 5 pick. Even without all of these players, she's Aaliyah Boston, the number 1 overall pick, put up a double-double with exquisite efficiency, a high plus minus, only 2 fouls and 1 turnover, 3 offensive rebounds, got 2 jump balls she caused, made threes, defended, was vocal, a leader, a general out there, and got the dub in hostile confines, in enemy territory, when a team was well oiled up and you're rusty after having 7 days off, essentially. You're rusty. And you still did that. Do you think they're going to talk about that? Nah, they're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to act like the Fever just played a trash team. I just showed you, even without Asia and Dana Evans. And what, Dana Evans is a second or third round pick? Let me see. Yeah, second. So even without Asia and Dana Evans and Janiyah Barker, Aaliyah Boston did that and the Fever blew them out. Come on, man. What you say, Jarn or whatever you said? Yes, I would like Lainey too. You said I would also like Veronica Burton. Yeah, there's no way they're giving up Veronica. It's all about if Benijah wants to come back. If she doesn't want to come back, that's not happening. Brandon Smith says they keep calling Angel for that step before dribble. Yeah. It's outdated. It's antiquated. Cosmic T says, do you think Kim Caldwell from the Lady Vols should coach in a W to introduce hockey substitutions? Yeah. Absolutely. And she does that in her own way, but it's not. It's the closest thing to a hockey substitution, but it's not a hockey substitution. But I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, she fits the pros perfectly. Her system is the closest thing to what Alex Sarama is running with constraints-led approach. So you're right. It's not technically hockey substitutions, but it's the closest thing to it. And her system on offense and defense is close to constraints-led approach, just not 100%. So yeah, she would fit the WNBA perfectly. It's like I said, some coaches are better pro coaches than college coaches, right? And then some coaches are better college coaches than they are pro coaches. And that's just what that is. Brandon's, yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those things, man. It is one of those things. So yeah, this was a great win. Don't ever let these people make you believe that this wasn't a great win. It was a great win. It just was. And they did what they had to do. Do y'all see how talented this roster is? Oh my gosh, this is the number 4 overall pick. Right? And Dana Evans should have been a first round pick. This is a number 2 overall pick and a WNBA champion 2 times over with the Sky and the Aces. This chick got 3 championships, and that's a first rounder. Wait a second. So I just listed all 2 first rounders, Kennedy, Kirsten Bell. And Kirsten Bell was dominating at Florida Gulf Coast. Dominating. She averaged 23 points a game or something like that? So that's 2 first rounders. This is a second rounder in Dana, who really should have been a first rounder. Chelsea Gray, first rounder, champion, multiple times over. Jewel Lloyd, champion, right, with Seattle and with the Aces. Look at that. Number 1 overall pick. Left college early, by the way. And Muffin McGraw never forgave her for doing that. Cheyenne Parker, first round pick, top 5 pick. Look at that. Look at that. That's a top 5 pick, y'all. Nalissa Smith, the number 2 overall pick, almost won Rookie of the Year until she was robbed by the league, robbed her of Rookie of the Year. But that's it. Number 2 overall pick. 3rd round pick for Stephanie Talbot, but one of the most respected players in Australia. Brianna Turner, 1st round pick. And had she not messed up her knee in college, she would have went much higher than that. She used to shoot mid-range shots, all that stuff at Notre Dame. She was an amazing player, y'all, before she had that leg injury. Brianna Turner, 1st round pick. And then we know Asia, number 1 overall pick. I'm just showing you who was around tonight. And then the number 1 overall pick, Jackie Young. What are you talking about, man? And then their head coach is a Hall of Famer. What are we talking about here? So you beat a team with every single player on this team is a 1st round pick except for Dana Evans, Janiyah Barker, and Stephanie Talbot. Just think about that. And so what's your excuse? There is no excuse. Listen, the Fever just beat a team that is comprised of predominantly 1st round picks. And come on, y'all. Be respectful. Be respectful, man. Like Stephanie White look, Stephanie, like I said last year, Stephanie is Coach of the Year material again. Last year, you could make a case Stephanie should have won Coach of the Year. I think she should have won Coach of the Year because of the roster she had and what she did without Caitlin. And it was her 1st year. She's making another case for Coach of the Year again. She's blowing teams out, embarrassing them without Caitlin Clark. Yeah, but what do you mean? She took advantage of that. She did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat up on weaker teams. You're supposed to blow them out. She did that to Portland. She did that to Los Angeles. And she just did that to Las Vegas. Isn't that what you're supposed to do to bad teams or teams where they're tired and are missing their best player? Aren't you supposed to blow out a tired team without their best player? That's what she did. LA missing 2 key pieces. Aren't you supposed to blow out a team with a depleted roster? That's what they did. Portland, expansion team, still not figuring out CLA just yet. Aren't you supposed to take advantage of a team like that? That's what she did. That's what she did. The Fever have more losses with Caitlin than without Caitlin. They're undefeated without Caitlin this year. They're 3-0. All of the losses the Fever have is with Caitlin on the court. Just think about that. Let's go to standings. 8 losses. Caitlin played a role in some of these 8 losses. Without Caitlin, they're undefeated. With Caitlin, they have 8 losses. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here, y'all? It's a serious stuff, man. So be respectful to the number 1 overall pick. People forget it's the number 1 overall pick. And, we just, from Aaliyah Boston, we just need to see. Hold on, let me read this. You said they're going to say it's an agenda to make Caitlin look bad. Yeah. These people, man, I swear, dog. I swear. This is the number 1 overall pick. They act like Aaliyah not the number 1 overall pick. And so they were like, everything should be built around Caitlin. What about Aaliyah? She was there first. And did you hear Debbie Antonelli say with Beth Mowins, legend Beth Mowins, by the way, did you hear what they said about Nalissa Smith averaging 65% from the field? That, Nalissa Smith is getting that because of Asia Wilson, the attention Asia brings. Well, Nalissa Smith and Aaliyah Boston were the new Twin Towers. They were the two bigs, the Fever, they were the foundation, the two pillars. Okay. And then you had the energy, the spirit of the Fever was going to be Kelsey Mitchell, right? The heart, the toughness was going to be Lexi Hall. She was going to be the grit. And like, that's what it was. So you had these pillars, but it was all built around the foundation, Melissa and Aaliyah Boston. So Melissa had great field goal percentage with Aaliyah. She was getting crazy double doubles, shooting great. Aaliyah, her rookie year, 14 points, like 8 rebounds, like that's what it was. And so, like, what are you talking about here with this A'ja Wilson stuff? Melissa would have done the same thing if Caitlin never touched the Fever. Her numbers were improving year over year. Her rookie season, she averaged 13.7 rebounds, right? Her second season, she averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, almost 9 rebounds. And I think that year she had 11 or 13 double-doubles. So insert Caitlin in 2024, Nelissa's third year in the league, and all of her fans want Nelissa gone because she doesn't run the floor like Hannah Stalky. Oh, and she looks lazy on defense. And so they say, get her out of here because she's not Hannah Stalky. Go, Nelissa. And they got rid of her. Like, how is that fair to Nelissa? Year over year improvement. You go from 13.7 rebounds to 15 points, essentially 9 rebounds. Here's your third year. Nelissa is supposed to be averaging 18 points and 10 rebounds. This was going to be her third year. Aaliyah was going to go from 14 and 8 to most likely with Nelissa. At least that's the way they believed it was going to be. She was supposed to get more than that. But you insert Caitlin and it throws everything off. And they want to make it all about Caitlin. How come you couldn't build around Aaliyah? She was a part of the foundation. Aaliyah and Nelissa. Right? And then here's Kelsey, and then there's Lexi, and then you got 4 pillars. You got your energy, which is Kelsey. That's your drip. That's your fashion sense. You got your grit, which is Lexi, and then you got your 2 pillars, the foundation, Aaliyah and Nelissa. And then you were supposed to build around those 4. Okay? Insert Caitlin. Melissa Smith numbers drop and they run her out of Indy. Aaliyah Boston numbers don't improve. She's still stuck with 14 and 8. Right? And so, like, that's what happened. They need to build around Caitlin. Caitlin should be the focal piece. No, they just play better without her. She ruined everything. She's the number 1 overall pick, but so too is that woman. And that woman, Aaliyah Boston, has a college championship. Caitlin doesn't. What are you talking about? Right? And so, and also Nelissa Smith, champion at Baylor, by the way. I just wanted to make that clear. Let me read some of these comments. Miss Alberta says Stephanie White just gave the Aces coach Becky Hammon the business. Absolutely. Caitlin didn't look too happy tonight. Yeah, she didn't look happy last year in game 4, the semifinals. She didn't look happy. Her, Sophie, and Chloe wouldn't give the Fever players any energy off the bench. Had their legs crossed with their spectacles on, looking at their fingernails, whispering in each other's ears. Wouldn't give the Fever any energy off the bench. And the Fever lost that game. They were jealous. Right? Against LA, Fever are looking great. Caitlin Clark doesn't give him any energy. When the game first started, she clapped twice, and then she didn't stand up anymore until Grace Van Slooten made her shot and Bree made her 3. In between that, she clapped a few times. Outside of that, it was nothing. And then they zoomed in on her face, and she just looked like, oh, crap, I'm never shaking this. They're just better without me. She just looked jealous. And then we saw it tonight. When the game first started, I think Lexi made a shot or something. She jumped up and clapped. And then she stood up one more time, I think, when Ravens scored, and that was it. She was done for the whole night. No energy, nothing. just dead. There's no way you're tired. You had what, essentially 7 days off. How are you tired? Like, come on, cut it out. There's no way you're tired. Like, you have no energy. When the game first started, you stood up 2 times when the game first started. And then you never stood up again. Never. And then they're looking at your face and then you're like, it's nothing, no energy, just dead. Jealous of her own teammates' success without her because it doesn't look good for Nike. It doesn't look good for Gatorade. It doesn't look good for any of this stuff. It's clear, Caitlin, the Fever do not need you, but they need you for money. That's what they need you for, right? And that's why they're not trading you. They know that they can get whatever they ask for if they got rid of you. But they need you for ratings, they need you for attendance numbers, and they need you for merchandise sales, but they just don't need you on the court. And as a competitor, that should drive you to want to become a better player and a better person and to be more supportive of your teammates, of your team, right? And do all of the little things that you don't do, right? So, but that's not what she wants to do. Caitlin is a narcissistic sociopath. And she plays victim, a Karen. She let things fester and metastasize before she says anything. And when she says anything, it was expedient. It was a great PR move. But then when she does her PR move, she walks on eggshells because she doesn't want to offend either side, which makes her complicit. Okay? And so that's what it is. That's what it is. That's literally what she did. I can't offend MAGA. I can't offend my liberal fans. I can't offend white. I can't offend black. I'm just going to walk in between. I'm going to sit on the fence. And that's what she did. But she always allows it to fester. There's metastases. And once it gets to that point and it's out of control, then she says, I got to say something about it. You twisted my arm again. And then she walks on eggshells. It's disingenuous because she's trying to keep her following. I can't offend MAGA. I can't offend liberals. So let me just tiptoe around it. And that's what it is. That means you're complicit. And so, yeah, it's wild. Yeah, you said Caitlin was doing the passive aggressive stuff again. Absolutely. 1000%. And that's absolutely what happened. And so, yeah, I mean, I can't respect it. I can't respect it, man. They just don't need her. And that's crushing for some of her fans to hear that. Like, what? You don't need her? Everything she did for that franchise, everything she did for them. You know what she did for them? She got them a lot of money. She got them a lot of money and a lot of recognition to casual fans. But she didn't get them a championship. They already got that before her. They were already in the finals multiple times before she got there. So they were one of the greatest winning franchise year over year. Every year, the Fever were in the playoffs up until Tamika Catchings left. And then essentially they were done, right? Even after she left, but 2017, no, after that, 2016, that was it. And so that's what it was. So you're talking about a team who lived. The Fever lived. They lived in the playoffs. Let me go to Grok real quick. Yeah. Ricky says, he's talking to Miss Alberta. The Indiana Fever made the playoffs in 12 out of their first 17 seasons, or about 71% of the time. Just think about that. So, Caitlin, do you know that the Indiana Fever had a 71% percentage of, listen, from 2000 to 2016, they made the playoffs 12 times. That's 71% of the time. Okay, so for on the court stuff, the Fever, they're legendary. They're legendary for on the court stuff. They just don't need Caitlin. Their history is better. They have a better history. It's robust. They just don't need her. They missed the playoffs their first year, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2004, for 4 seasons. Right? Made the playoffs 2002, and then every year from 2005 to 2016. First playoff appearance 2002, lost in the conference semifinals. Strong run started in 2005. They reached the playoffs annually through 2016, including multiple deep runs. Advanced to the WNBA Finals in 2009, lost, won a championship in 2012, and then Stephanie White's first year as their head coach, they went to the finals again, lost. That's 3 trips to the finals, you guys. Without Caitlin, 71% of the time in the playoffs. What are you talking about, man? Robust. And then the Fever almost made the finals without Caitlin last year. You can sit Caitlin for the rest of the season and Fever are still going to make the playoffs and still probably end up fighting tooth and nail to potentially get to the finals again. That's without Caitlin. This year they can do that. On paper, the Fever have arguably the worst roster in the league, right? But on the court, off of paper, IRL on the court, with Stephanie White and you remove Caitlin Clark from the equation, the Fever are beautiful to watch. It's just beautiful. When you watch the Fever, you're not watching Kelsey, Lexi, Sophie, Aaliyah, Ty, Raven, Michaela. You're not watching Monique. You're not watching the women. You're watching basketball. And I think the Fever would really appreciate that compliment. When you watch the Fever without Caitlin, you're watching basketball at its purest state. When you watch the Fever with Caitlin, you're watching Caitlin in a cesspool. You're watching drama. And it's exhilarating. It's thrilling. But that's the apple that's poison. That's what the Wicked Witch gave Snow White. That's what the serpent, the devil, gave Eve and Adam. Well, gave Eve and then Eve gave it to Adam. Right? It's that fruit, man. So Caitlin is the apple. It's beautiful, red and shiny and juicy. It's perfect. It looks perfect on the exterior. But it's poison on the inside. So her game, the way she plays in this innocent, unassuming look to her, this facade, okay? She looks innocent. Her game is exhilarating, but she's poison. Everything around her is drama. It's negative. It's bad, man. It just is. It's bad. And so like, yeah, that's what it is. It's a poison apple. It's an apple full of poison. A shiny, beautiful red apple, but it's poison. Ricky says, okay, all right, so yeah. But like that's what that is. So yeah, look, the Fever, they just don't need her, man. And they don't like to hear history like this.
Oh, Fever Dog.
Yeah, they don't like to hear that kind of history. Did y'all see what I just showed y'all? They don't want y'all to see that. They don't want y'all to see that in the Fever's first 17 seasons, they made the playoffs 12 times, 71% of the time. They don't want y'all to know that the Fever made the finals 3 different times. Like, they don't want you to know these things. They don't want you to know that. Okay? They want you to think that the Fever were a terrible franchise. No. When you lose generational talent like Tamika Catchings, listen, that's hard to find, man. And then they went on this tanking campaign. They went on a nasty tanking campaign. And so, like, that's what happened. That's what happened. Let me rewind that.
Beaver dog. First dub on the road. Beaver dog.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right, boy. I know that's right. Yeah. It's something. I know y'all like, how come you're not showing that picture with Caitlyn high-fiving? I refuse to. I'm not doing that.
They're playing their 4th game.
Don't fall for the apple. Snow White, don't fall. Don't eat that apple, Snow White. Snow White, don't eat that apple. Eve, don't talk to the devil, Eve. Don't do it, Eve. Don't do it. You understand? Don't do it. Don't fall. Look.
Days.
That's that apple, son. Look at that. Let me get Bree out of the way. That's that apple. That's that serpent. That's that apple, man. And when Eve saw that it was pleasant to the eye and it was able to make one wise, she took it and ate it. And in seeing her husband, she gave also to her husband and he ate it. Don't fall for the apple, y'all. Don't fall for it. Okay? Unassuming, little innocent looking face. Looked like she wouldn't hurt a fruit fly. Exhilarating game, thrilling style of play. Right? And when she saw that the fruit was pleasant to the eye, exhilarating, aesthetically pleasing, exhilarating, thrilling style of play. It's innocent. It's just an apple. It's just a piece of fruit. You see this innocent look like she doesn't cause any drama. That's an apple. That's a pretty red, shiny apple. But on the inside, someone shot it with a syringe needle full of poison. You will be eating an apple that someone injected it with a poison, a tasteless, odorless poison. And you'll bite into that apple and you'll die. Right? That's that apple. That's what Snow White ate. Pause. But that's what Snow White ate. That's what she consumed. You understand? Like, they look so happy coming from the tunnel. Yeah, they do. Yeah, like, be careful, man. Be real careful. Be real careful. And you'll fall for it. But sometimes the devil will come looking like the devil. And then sometimes the devil will come looking like Ted Bundy. Like, Ted Bundy, like, what? Ted Bundy wouldn't harm a fly. This dude a serial killer. Sometimes the devil will come looking like the devil. And then sometimes the devil will come looking like Jeffrey Dahmer, this dorky, dweeby, geeky, nerdy dude. But he's a cannibal and he eats people and he murders people. Sometimes the devil will come looking exactly like the devil. And then sometimes the devil will come looking like John Wayne Gacy. Right? A local leader in his community, all of this stuff. And he dresses up as a clown and performs for kids and families. And then he's killing young men and boys and burying them on his property. Sometimes the devil will come looking just like the devil. And then sometimes the devil will come looking like Bernie Madoff. Robbed people of billions of dollars. Took their life savings from them. Sometimes the devil will come looking like the devil. Okay. And then sometimes the devil will come looking like Jeffrey Epstein. This short, dweeby, nerdy dude who murdered people and raped and kidnapped people and you name it. That's how it is, man. So like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. Right? And the devil uses her to cause division. That's just the reality of it. The devil will also come looking, yeah. Yeah, Miss Alberta. Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. You got to be careful, man. You got to be real careful. And like I said, man, you got to step out of the way. When the father whoop people, you got to move out of the way because you might get hit. You know, you might get hit. You got to move out of the way. When the father's whooping people, you got to get out of the way. You got to get out of the way, or you'll get hit. You'll get hit. Okay, and so like I just wanted to clear that up, right? I just wanted to clear that up. The disposition, the countenance, the demeanor. Be careful. Be real careful, man. Be real careful. And, well, listen, she loved Raven now because Raven called her Mamacita. But if anything, that shows Raven's character. Raven is a loving, forgiving person. Raven could have not liked Caitlin Clark and held all of that against Caitlin Clark. Okay. And, listen, she didn't welcome Raven. She didn't say congratulations on being drafted. None of that stuff. Right? But Raven decided to be the bigger person and just show love and called her the GOAT, called her Mamacita, all of these other things. You understand? And so that shows character. That shows great character. You said the thing with Caitlin is she doesn't really care about the stuff being done in her name unless it affects her image and brand. Absolutely. That's the only time she comes out. Right? That's like I said, she lets it permeate and then she comes out and she says something about it. Right? Once it already has festered and spread and it's damaging to her, it's beginning to be damaging to her brand, then she wants to say something about it. And like that's what it is. But she's okay with people getting death threats. She won't come out and say it, but clearly you're okay with it. Okay? Because the only reason why you said something about it is because your arm was twisted again. So, that's one of the things. I just, listen, y'all, I just don't care how people feel about this. I just don't care, man. I've moved on. Okay? I'm the first one to ever criticize Caitlin Clark. I'm the first one to ever make a video about Caitlin outside of the Hawkeyes. And I'm the first one to ever constructively criticize Caitlin Clark. I'm the first one to ever lose 3,000 subs in 7 days because of me being critical of her play, her rookie season. Okay? So, like, I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about subs. I don't care about views. I make content for me and whatever my creator put on my heart. If he put it on my heart to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Right? We move on. I know I did my job. I put it out there. Let's go. I make my video game videos because that's what's interesting to me. That's what I want to do in terms of a video game, right? Something seemingly superficial. So I make content for me. And then I make content for my creator, whatever he wants me to put out. I went through something today that was amazing. And this is something that a certain person needed. And obviously it's just a morale boost for me. So someone that I met today needed a sign from God. And they was praying to God about something. And then meeting me confirmed it. It confirmed to this person that God heard this person's prayer, that God is paying attention to her, and that God is real. It was one of the most perfect things ever. What happened today? One of the most perfect things. Okay, so that was huge for this person, and it was a morale boost for me. God is real. God is real, man. So yeah, like if he puts something on my heart to talk about, I'll talk about it. And however that video will move, that's how it will move. If it will go big, it goes big. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's between God and the algorithm and YouTube. It is what it is. You understand? And then my video game videos, that's for me. That's for me. And that's what I want to put out there. And if it catches on, it catches on. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still going to show it. I'm still going to stream it. And someone watching it will learn something about it. Like, oh, I didn't know you can do that. Oh, that's interesting. So that's really what it is. That's all it is. Hold on. You said, this is very true. You are the first one to speak out criticizing Caitlin Clark's game and character. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Alberta. Now, that wasn't the first time I was critical of her. While I was making her videos, her freshman year, the first time I was critical of her was when name, image, and likeness first came into be. And so when she started taking more logos, she would take logos, but not as often as she started when name, image, and likeness came. And so I made a video called Neil Shot. So the thumbnail was her shooting from the logo, and I had Neil Shot. And so a lot of Iowa Hawkeye fans were mad at me. They didn't really unsubscribe. Some of them did, but not really a lot. They were just pissed because they were like, you know, this was their first time ever hearing me be critical of her. I was never critical of her, ever. Until I started to see her take more logos. And I knew why she was taking more logos, because name, image, and likeness. And so I was upset at that. And so I called her out on it. Very respectful, but I called her out on it. But that was the first time I was ever critical of her, ever. And then was when she got on my fever. And she thought, and her cousin thought, that I was a Caitlyn fan and not a Fever fan. No, I'm a Fever fan before I'm a Caitlyn fan. I'm a Fever fan before I'm a Aaliyah Boston, a Kelsey Mitchell fan. I'm a Fever fan number one first. And I want my Fever to win. We hadn't won in a long time. And we finally got the missing piece that we believe was missing. And you're screwing these games up. You're doing dumb stuff. I'm seeing you lazy on defense in a 50-50 game. You're just throwing these games away. Oh, no. I got to call you out. Why? Because I called out Aaliyah. I called out Nalissa. I called out Kelsey. I called out Tiara. Right? I called out Victoria Vivians. I called out Erica Wheeler. I called them all out. And so what, you think I'm not going to call you out? No. And so, like, that's it's the same thing with Angel Reese, right? That's me. I was making Angel Reese videos when she was at Maryland, but that's me being a Chicago Sky fan before I'm an Angel Reese fan. Before I'm a Camila Cardoso fan, I'm a Chicago Sky fan. I'm going to call you out. That's what it is. And because, you know, a lot of people worship these athletes, they're celebrities to a lot of these new fans. Oh, they just can't have that. It's sort of like Beyonce with her fans, Nicki Minaj with her fans. What is it called? The Beehive, and then the Barbs, and so they just lose their minds. They lose their minds, death threats, all sorts of things. And so that's how it is with Angel Reese. That's how it is with Caitlyn, and even with Asia Wilson. And now it's that way with Paige. It's that way with AZ Fudd. So you got the Barbs, right? You got the Swifties, and they worship these people. These are their idols. They worship these people. And if you're critical of them in any way, even if it's constructive, oh, I hate you. I'm not gonna watch you anymore. I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'm gonna teach you a lesson and all of this stuff like that. And it hurts a lot of people's channels, but it can't hurt my channel, right? It can't hurt my channel because I don't care. I only care about what my creator gives me to share. And then I just put content out for myself, right? So I just don't care. Now, if I monetize my channel and I needed the YouTube money, then I probably would care. But I don't need the YouTube money, and my channel isn't monetized, right? That means all of my content is genuine. It's from the heart. I'm not pushing out 3-5 videos a day like that Irish dude or that Scottish dude. That's not what I'm doing. You understand? I don't need it. My creator blessed me. I just don't need it. So everything I say, it comes from the heart and it comes from my creator. Or it's something amazing I just wanted to put out there just for me. And like, that's what it is, man. So it just don't matter to me. And that way you're not compromised. And that way people can trust your content. Okay, he's not doing this to get some money. Right? And so like, it's one of those things. So yeah, you could hurt these other people. You hear Jason Whitlock is crying all of the time. They're unsubscribing and I don't care and this and that. But he keeps talking about it's hurting Jason Whitlock. You know, it's not hurting me because I lost a lot of people when I started making videos about Geno cussing out players, and I got sick of it. And then I made a video how Geno shouldn't be the all-time winningest coach. I think it should be a woman, and that trash conference he was in. And yeah, he does good with his non-conference schedule, but he beats up on a bunch of trash teams too. And so all of those wins are really from trash teams. So I don't respect his record. I respect Pat Summitt's. I don't respect his. Okay, and so it's just one of those things. So a bunch of UConn fans unsubscribed from me. When I finally was critical of Don Staley and Asia Wilson, they didn't like it. South Carolina fans unsubscribed. He used to love Don Staley and blah, blah, blah. Now look at him. And they unsubscribed and called me anti-black and all of this stuff. Like Angel Reese fans unsubscribed because they thought I was an Angel Reese fan, but not a Chicago Sky fan. It was ridiculous. So like this is what happens. This is what happens. I had a bunch of LGBTQ plus people unsubscribe because I believe in what my creator said. Now, I don't bully these people. I'm not cruel to these people. I just go by what my creator said. So, but I don't filter anything. And so a bunch of LGBTQ people left. When I criticize my own race of people for the bad stuff we do, and if all we got to do is just get right, and God is going to give black people all so many blessings. But we just got to stop hurting each other and mistreating each other and being dishonorable to the creator. You are his special people. You just got to stop the sloppy stuff. But when I get on my race and this human race of people called black people, they don't like it. And so I had a bunch of them unsubscribe because of that. And I was called a sellout, a raccoon, a coon, anti-black. Because no, I want my people to be better. I want my earthly race of people to be better. And so I call you out. And then I get white people unsubscribe when I tell the truth about white people. Okay, when I tell the God's honest truth about white people, oh, they don't like that, so they leave. When I told the truth about Hispanics, I've been saying Hispanics have been racist. I've been talking about that for on YouTube probably since 2015. I started talking about Hispanics being racist. And so I had a lot of Hispanics unsubscribe. They don't want to hear that. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. So, yeah. Listen, I had a lot of Barack Obama fans leave. I started telling the truth about Barack Obama. They didn't like it. Okay. And so it's just one of those things, man. Listen, he ain't do a damn thing for the black community. I know that for a fact. I'm from Chicago. So stop playing with me. Don't play with me. I saw that man cry and shed tears every time a white person got killed. That man didn't shed a single tear for any black person. All he did was sing to boost up his approval percentage when all of those people got killed by Dylan Roof. And he went and sung Amazing Grace. If y'all remember, his approval rating was piss poor. He sung Amazing Grace and his approval rating went up. But Sandy Hook and all of these other white people getting killed, this man is shedding tears. Okay, but when black people are getting killed, he doesn't shed a tear. Only thing he said about Trayvon was he looked like he could be like he could be my son. That's all you got? All of these people get killed by Dylan Roof and you sing Amazing Grace to pick up your approval rating? You're terrible. And you don't do anything for the black community. Get the hell out of here. And listen, I think he hurt Kamala Harris. He just tried to criticize black men. He was acerbic and tried to criticize black men. Like, what are you doing? That's almost like Joe Biden saying, you're not black if you don't vote for me. Like this, he's trying to lecture and give black people a serve and very acerbic. And somehow that rubbed black men the wrong way. And black men was like, man, just because he said that like that, nah, I'm not voting. I'd rather not even vote. I'll vote for someone else. I don't even like how he just said that. So, because I'm critical of Barack Obama, I had a lot of people leave who are Barack Obama fans. That's the way it is. I'm critical of Donald Trump. A lot of MAGA people left because of Donald Trump. And so it's just one of those things, man. Like you can't be a yes person, people pleasing everyone, or you're not free. You're not independent. You're really not. You really aren't. Yeah, you have response. You pay your bills. You live on your own, but you're not really free because you're worried about what would Donald Trump fans think. What would Barack Obama fans think? What would Angel Reese and Asia and Dawn Staley and Caitlyn and all of these players, what would they think? What would Geno fans think? Like, if I say this, what would the LGBTQ community believe? What would black people think? What would white people, Hispanics think? And so you're living like you're not free. You're not independent. You're not free. Okay? And so you're free when you can just say the truth and what you truly believe. Okay? Especially if it's true and it's fact-based and you can prove it. That's when you're free. And when you just don't care about subs and views. You're just putting out what God gave you. And you're putting out art, things that you like. And it is what it is. Like, that's when you're free. Okay? Like, my channel was around long before Caitlin Clark was ever in high school. And then I got people in 2024 in the comments saying, I didn't subscribe to you to hear you talk about the Dallas Wings. I've been talking about the Dallas Wings before they were the Dallas Wings. I was talking about them when they were the Tulsa Shock. What the hell are you talking about? So just because you came a few months ago, you somehow going to jump in the comments and tell me I can't make content about the Dallas Wings because you didn't subscribe to hear Dallas Wings? You only want to hear Caitlin? Get the hell out of here. Go. Don't play with me. I didn't subscribe to hear you talk about the Dallas Wings. Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Are you delusional? Yeah, you're delusional. So it's just one of those things, man. You say, yeah, he did hurt Kamala with those comments. Yeah, he was rude. He was really rude. He hurt her. Kamala had so much momentum until he said that crap, and it turned black men off. And it was like, you know what? I'd rather vote for someone else. I'm not doing this. Who the hell you think you are? And then black people know he didn't do anything for them. He gave them pride, right? He was a symbol of pride that a black man rose to the highest office of the land, at least on that front, sort of. That's not the highest office to me, but like that's what it was. A black man became president. So it was pride for black people. He was sort of this symbol of hope. And that's what it was. And that was it. But you look in black communities, he didn't do a damn thing. The only thing him and Michelle did was plant a garden. They did great things for veterans, which I love the veterans, the good ones, but they did good things for the vets. She planted a garden and told people what to eat and how to stay healthy. And they did a lot of great things for the LGBTQ plus community. So they did great things for LGBTQ plus. They did great things for veterans. And she planted a garden, and Barack Obama drank beer and played basketball. And because he's a great orator of words and he's very articulate and all of these things, everyone just fell for it. And he didn't do a damn thing. At least not for black people. He just didn't. And he was the deporter in chief at one time, just separating families left and right. Okay, so come on, cut it out. I never respected that dude. Never. But when you're honest like that, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah, man. That's how it goes. So, I said what needed to be said, y'all. I mean, I don't know what else y'all want me to say about this. Like, I gotta get back to my game. So this is the part where y'all gotta leave because I will be playing college football. So yeah, I said what needed to be said. Sophie, you pissed me off. Do y'all know Sophie Cunningham used to share Bible scriptures all of the time on her IG story and gospel music? The real Sophie, the Mizzou Sophie, and her rookie year Sophie were really her first 2 years in the league. This chick, from her freshman season to her first 2 years in the league, you go to Sophie's IG stories, you're going to see Bible scriptures and you're going to hear gospel songs. That was Sophie. And she broke up with her boyfriend. And next thing you know, Sophie is thirst trapping, showing camel toe, and you name it. What the hell happened to this chick? This chick, I don't care. Go to her Bible, go to her IG story, and you would have saw scriptures and you would have heard gospel music. She breaks up with her boyfriend. She's thirst trapping. What the hell happened to this chick? So she pisses me off because I know the real Sophie. What you're witnessing is someone desperate for attention. And it's almost like the boy and girl who finally got away from the overly religious parents, okay, overbearing parents, and they got free, and now they just wild as hell. They're getting drunk all the time. They're getting high. They're having too much sex and all of this stuff, right? So for whatever reason, she breaks up with her boyfriend and she's out here showing camel toe. She's thirst trapping left and right. So this is crazy. So when you were with someone all of these years, I was even though Sophie was going through that, I was still with her until last season, especially this season. But it's same with Lexi Hall. It's hard to give up on people when you know who they really are. Like, I know the real Lexi. I know the real Sophie. So I don't like Sophie anymore. And I'm seeing that the devil has a hold of Sophie. And Sophie is a willing vessel because she's not willing to tell the devil no. Okay, it says in the book of Proverbs, resist the devil or resist evil and the devil will flee. Resist evil and the devil will flee. That's in your Bible. That's in the book of Proverbs. Sophie isn't resisting the devil. Sophie is away from the overbearing whatever, the over-religious whatever. And now she's just living this wild life and she likes it and she doesn't want to come back. And she could talk about all this baptism stuff. Your actions are showing that baptism didn't mean anything to you. Not much. Because you're still causing problems. Right? And so, hold on. You said, I think Sophie may have been raised by white Christian nationalists. Well, I mean, her older sister is married to a biracial man, and she has 2 kids she's pregnant now with their 2nd child. Make no mistake about it. I can guarantee you, there was racist something going on, but at least racist jokes, whatever. I'm pretty sure that happened. All I can tell you is that chick you're looking at right there stayed quoting Bible scriptures and playing gospel music. That's what I can tell you. She broke up with her boyfriend and everything went downhill. So, it's one of those things. Lexi Hall finally gets all of this money, and Lexi isn't the Lexi we're used to seeing in terms of her effort. Now, today was beautiful. That looked like the old Lexi Hall today. So Lexi got complacent. She got all this money and fame and she got complacent. But that's why it's hard for me to just give up on Lexi, because I knew the Lexi before all of this. It's an oxymoron. You understand? With Sophie. And so, because I know who she really is, and I know the devil got a hold of her soul. You understand? And so, yeah, just one of those things. But like I said, when God whooping people, you have to move out of the way, man. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. Every time I even come close to trying to give Caitlin a compliment, God tell me, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Every time. When I be talking about Portland, God holding me back. He's resisting. He don't want me giving her not a semblance, a modicum of praise. Right? So that's God telling me, no, he's resisting. No, don't do it. Just don't. And so, that's what it is. With Sophie, he's not resisting. He's disappointed in Sophie. It's just one of those things, but it's wild, man. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. It's the same. It's how I feel about this league and Kathy. I mean, I love the WNBA. I got so much love for Kathy too. I just wish Kathy would do better things, but it's the same thing happened with Nafisa. I was with Nafisa when she had all these pimples all over her face, man. It just to see how Nafisa turned out to be so vindictive and devious is heartbreaking. And sometimes you get emotional. I never apologize for that. I get emotional about this league. I love this league. I love women's basketball. I just do. I respect what Kathy did for this league. And so it's hard to just quit something you love. You understand? And it's difficult hearing negative things about this league. And this league can be better. You understand? So it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy when I have to make videos about Nafisa, because I know Nafisa from UConn, y'all. I know pimple face Nafisa. And it's crazy. I know Sophie, gospel Sophie. You know, it's not easy, dog. It's just, y'all, it's just not easy. It's not easy. It's hard to separate yourself from something you love, man. Pharaoh said the Fever play better without CC. Yeah, they do. Nice road win for the Fever. Do you have a favorite WNBA team? Of course, the Fever, Chicago Sky, and the Dallas Wings. You understand? Those are my three favorite teams. Those are my three favorite teams. I love all three equally. Even though I'm from Chicago, I used to box in Indiana, and I followed the Dallas Wings from Tulsa because of my girl, Brianna Kiesel. So, and I love them all the same. I love all three the same. Those are my three favorite teams. Those are my three favorite teams. But yeah, y'all, listen, man, it's been love. It's been love. What is that? It's been love, man. It's been love. It's been love. Let me get up out of here, cuz. And my Father willing, we'll whenever he want me to do this again, we'll do it again. You understand? We'll do it again. So, y'all take care, man. Y'all take care. Oh, you say your favorite team is the Valkyries. Yeah, the Valkyries play tough, man. Brandon says, Fee sold us out. The defensive player of the year said the defense is too tough. Yeah, man, I used to love Nafisa so much, and then I saw how she was trying to kill the WNBA with Stewie and then taking shots at Kathy in the league. I couldn't respect it. I couldn't. It's difficult, man, when people turn out to be bad or negative, and you used to love these people, man. I used to love these people. It's crazy how it turned out that way. Now, let me tell y'all something. God is real, y'all. God is real. God is real. He is real. All right, let me get to this game real quick. Y'all take care, man. That's it.
Welcome to Dwight L. Perry Stadium in Bowling Green, Ohio. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. It's the Eastern Michigan Eagles and the Bowling Green Falcons. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
Thanks, guys. Eastern Michigan head coach talked to me pregame. Coach said his message to the team this week is we have got to play every single game like it's a playoff game. They have done well in the conference so far, and he wants to continue that dominance, but consistency is the key. He keeps telling his team we just have to go 1-0 this week to keep that consistent approach going. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Eagles offense will go on the attack first. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming to this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, I understand what the quarterback's trying to do. He's trying to get it to his playmaker out there quickly in space, but I don't think he anticipated the linebacker beelining the way he did. It was almost as if the linebacker knew where the QB was going with the football.
Dropping back, it's Reese. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
And I love linebackers, man, that just have a nose for the football, an absolute feel. Great job not losing vision, feeling the running back start to come out of the backfield to catch the football, and then doing the most important part. Probably the hardest, too, getting him on the ground.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Unloads it left. It's complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down. Eastern Michigan has it and a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. Completes it along the sidelines, but that'll be for no gain. A step back here and look big picture for Eastern Michigan. They were really excited about the pickup they got last week. Commitment from a 3-star defensive back, David. And when programs at this level can get guys like that in the building, everybody celebrates.
And the whole building gets excited because transfer portal is one thing, but high school recruiting, when you can get somebody out of high school with some raw tools that are really good, you can see the future could be bright. You take those guys, you try to develop them instead of going into the transfer portal.
He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be 4th down. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Falcons offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. Duke Watson. He is a steady, reliable, consistent force in this attack.
Well, he's a very special talent at running back, and in the future, it'll be interesting to see if he sticks around. Obviously, it's a long season, a long way to go. He's got a lot of ability. He's got speed, he can break tackles, he can catch the football. No question this year, this guy is going to be the whole key to the offense.
Yeah, he is, and I tell you what, to watch in this matchup where they're kind of outmatched at most positions, how can he still make an impact on this game? Making guys miss, like doing it by himself, or can his offensive line pave the way a little bit and maybe be neutral to get him some of those matchups? But he is the one guy on this offense that can make life very, very difficult for you, and the other defense knows that. Really curious to watch how this unfolds.
Short completion on first down, and here comes 2nd and 8. And they're able to get him on the ground.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
Quarterback adapting. This defense had its work cut out for them. When a guy can get out of the pocket like that, it'll be 4th and inches. And the Falcons will punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And the punt hits ground at the 2 and goes into the end zone. He just missed, hitting them right in the shadow of the goalpost. It'll come out to the 20. The Eagles offense now ready to start the drive. So they've put up some early points, and now to build on this 3-0 lead. They'll give it on the counter. He's going to lose a yard on that one. They tried to run the counter, but absolutely nothing doing.
And those counter plays take a little longer to develop sometimes. You're usually pulling 1 or 2 guys, and that penetration in the backfield can kill you, can get to the running back before he gets started.
Scanning the field, it's Reese. Finds his tight end. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. Slips through the line. The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display, and that sweet return there. Bowling Green has it back. The Falcon offense will go to work. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He's got him in the flat. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
And a running back who can take a dump-off pass like that and take it for a gain, that can really be a quarterback's best friend. It's an easy way to rack up touches, but also get the ball to your playmaker in open space.
Punt, and he's got room. After the completion, we see there is a man down, and the clock will stop to check on him. That is the senior offensive lineman who's shaken up. Holly Rowe will check on his condition. The Falcons can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll give it to Watson. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
And the Falcons will line it up on 1st and 10. Got it behind the line. It's Weaver. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's just...
Touchdown, Falcon. Quick strike through the air for the score.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their second drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Eastern Michigan's offense takes the field to get this drive started. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. To the air, it's Reese. Fires to the tight end. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. This time he wants to throw. Makes the grab over the middle. Stop is made at the 44, but it's a 15-yard gain and a first down.
Really nice job by quarterback and wide receiver. This is why you do film work. This is why you throw on air all offseason. I know I get zone coverage. I know exactly where I'm breaking. I know exactly where to deliver the football. Nice throw, nice catch.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And they sniff that draw out. With a draw, you really have to sell that pass like you're going to throw the ball down the field. But the defensive line, the defense was not biting it. You could tell they were ready for it. Came, got on the running back, got him on the ground quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Got it set up on the outside. He's tackled right at the 40-yard line. That is well short of the first down, and let's see if they go for it here.
That's perfectly fine. If I'm a defense, I'm going to give up some yards right there. Play deep, react to shallow. The running back catches the football. I come up. He gets a positive gain, but it doesn't matter because now I won third down and forced him on fourth down.
Eastern Michigan looking for that fourth down conversion. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got a man. It's Blue. Will not get there. A fourth down stop. One final play before the end of the quarter. They'll start on the ground with Duke Watson. They throw it in reverse as that's the final play here in the first period. That's the end of the quarter, and Bowling Green has the lead as we get a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. The Falcons with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Pulls and fires complete. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
That receiver found the open space in the zone coverage, and as a defense, honestly, you just throw your hands up on that because they covered it pretty well. It was just a good play call and really nice execution.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Looking to fire. Unleashes one. Incomplete. And man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. They got the sack, but there is a man down on the play. That's their freshman quarterback who was injured on the play. As they attend to him, Holly will keep an eye on things for us. And the Falcons will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Steps into this one and unleashes a booming punt. My goodness.
And that is why this punter is such a big weapon. He can completely flip the field. He's got a cannon for a leg. That was a moonshot. They were able to get downfield, and now this offense, they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to score.
They'll go to the counter. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football on the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Back to throw, it's Reese. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse, turn the football over.
Quickly out to the tight end. They'll mark him down at the 17, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Got a little grass. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
Short pickup of 4 on 1st down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. Running inside, it's Blue. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
All by himself down the middle. He's at the 30, the 10, and he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Eagles! This defense not only searching for answers, they're still searching for that running back.
And searching for angles. My goodness, this dude, he runs so fast, he erases angles. People try to catch him. They didn't realize how much burners he had. He kicked it in gear, and there was no getting him.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Bowling Green's offense will take the field to start the drive. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. They'll start this drive going to the air. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Listen, a lot of time, tips and deflections are because you got great eyes and vision on the quarterback. You see him release the football, you break on it, you tip that thing, and make sure the receiver can't get it.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Watson. They knock him down right there.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Could not make his way to the corner.
Defenses understand I got to take away my throwing lanes and then react to that running back. What does the QB do? Checks the ball down, thinks his running back can make the play in space. The defense says absolutely not. Breaks on the football, gets him down on the ground, forcing the 4th down.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Eastern Michigan has it back as the Eagle offense returns to the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
Looking for a man. It's Reese. Finds his back in the middle. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
The linebacker was not fooled at all. He read his keys. He saw the running back release out of the backfield. He's got some speed and wheels himself to run with them. And yeah, the running back made the catch, but he went right down to the ground. Really nice job that time by the linebacker.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Got it down the field. To the house. Touchdown, Eastern Michigan.
When you can run like that, the quarterback is going to give you opportunities. And look at him run by the defenders. QB sees it, stick the hand up in the air, catch the football, get to the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the scoring play coming on a 56-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come. Fires to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. He's got it on the right. At the 40, there he goes. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Running backs are wide receivers. They do such a great job nowadays out of the backfield. All you got to do, dump it to him. Get it to him quick, and he'll make the rest happen with his running back skills. But they do so much work with wide receivers in practice that they basically have become wide receivers now.
Throwing right. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And we talk to teams week after week and quarterbacks and coaches, and what do they always say, man? Quarterback's best friend is a tight end. Well, that play right there, he wasn't his best friend. You don't see a lot of drops from him, but, man, he had an opportunity to catch that one.
That's really worrisome if I'm the head coach, watching my run game suffer the way it has early in this game. And that's why you're down by a lot of points right now. The only way you're going to change the scoreboard is if you're able to find a way to start running it. So if you can't do it with your running backs, you got to think about QB runs, jet sweeps. You got to find ways to have balance and be able to get it done on the ground.
He's going to run it. Oh, he didn't get past a marker before starting his slide, and now it's 4th down. The Falcons will call on their punt team. And it looks as if this one's going to carry into the end zone for a touchback. Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. They'll run the option. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Well, obviously a really nice play by the defense there stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback because it looked like his pitch option was wide open. That ball should have gone to the running back out on the perimeter. It looked like he had some open field in front of him to go make something positive happen. This quarterback's got to make better decisions. It's not just the passing game. It's in the run game with the option, too.
Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Reese. Takes the easy one to the back. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Let's see what he can do with it. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Bowling Green has it back. The Falcon offense will go to work. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a 1-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's out past the 35. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock.
Well, it's a really nice job by the quarterback that time, working through his progressions, because the running back was not the primary target on that play. You find the check down, though, and when you get it to that guy, if he's even got a little bit of room, he's got the wiggle and the speed, he's going to make something really positive happen. He did right there.
And sometimes offenses, man, they get caught up with numbers and they need to do so many runs, so many passes. I like when you just trust your quarterback. Like back-to-back explosive passing plays. Let him do his thing. Let him drop back, read the defense, dissect it, and make big plays.
They want to throw it. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to...
He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons.
And this offense showing off a little diversity, right? Like being able to run that option a different way, get a receiver that can catch the ball on the pitch, confuse the defense enough to create enough opportunity for the QB to keep it and punch it in the end zone.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Eagles offense now ready to start the drive. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. The run inside. It's Blue. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35. And with that last carry, into triple digits, over 100 yards for the day.
And he's showing you power. He's showing you speed. He's showing you make you miss. He really is showing you he's a complete back. And by the way, it's still the first half.
They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Timeout called by the Eagles. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air, it's Reese. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
Well, he's been Mr. Dependable early in this game. First 5 attempts, all complete. Finally, the defense able to force an incompletion when they throw his way. This guy's route running his hands. It's a matchup problem, but the defense finally has something good happen.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. Oh, did he unload on that? It's like there's helium in that one. And he can't quite get it down or out of bounds. It's into the end zone for a touchback. Bowling Green's offense will take the field to start the drive. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Palmer. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, thanks. Welcome into the Week 11 version of the EA Sports College Football Update Show as we inch closer to bowl season. We begin with the Michigan State Spartans taking on the number 8 team, the Michigan Wolverines. And it's the Wolverines on the losing end right now of a tight one. This legit playoff contender kind of stumbled out of the gates, and while there is time to turn things around, they had better start soon. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the Big Ten. Now back to your game in Bowling Green. What a first half for that superstar back. He's already over 100 yards today, and he's done it with tough physical running, but also elusive speed. And that combination has his team 2 quarters away from a nice win. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Dwight L. Perry Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. He'll put toe leather and get this second half started. Out of the end zone. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. And Holly's down working the sidelines. What's the latest on his status?
Hey guys, the Falcons head coach told me at the half he will not return after an injury. He said the backup is going to have to rally here and hopes they can get off to a good start to start this second half. Keep you posted on how things are going down on the field. Guys?
Thanks, Holly. And the Falcons can really attack on this second and short. The play action fake. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
On third down, here's Watson. There's some room. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The Falcons come to the line with a new set of downs. Watson again. He breaks a tackle. Not this time. After finding running room on the previous play, nowhere to go this time around as the defense rises up. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Here's a give to Watson. He stopped in his tracks, and at least they didn't lose yardage on this one.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
And they spread them out. And the defense, you got to kind of pick your poison, right? It's hard to go man across the board. It's to pressure the QB, so they play it safe, they go zone. And it's nice to have a running back that can line up in the slot, read the zone, kind of sit down and understand where to be. QB throws the strike, he makes the catch. Nice job being on the same page.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Here's a heat. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
Hit as he throws. And it's knocked away, incomplete on third down. And the Falcons line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. Eastern Michigan's offense takes the field to get this drive started. They weren't able to move it on their last possession, ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. Running inside, it's Blue. He'll slither through and pick up 3 and get it out to the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 6 from their own 10. He'll run it again. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That's the sophomore running back they're taking a look at, and Holly Rowe will let us know what's going on the sideline. Offense a little backed up here, and boy, would it help to convert this third down. Looking for a man. It's Reese. Just a short pass to the tight end. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. Hauls it in, looking for space. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Bowling Green has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Makes the catch. It's Woodyard. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Caught behind the line. It's Weaver. They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Flips it out in the flat. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Falcons will line up to punt it away. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Oh, look at this thing. They may need a flight attendant on that one. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Eastern Michigan has it back as the Eagle offense returns to the field. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Blue. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Back to throw, it's Reese. Got his man in the middle. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. On the ground, it's Blue. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
And, man, this is more of the same for this dude toting the pill. Like, they keep giving it to him, and he keeps producing. Another chunk play. Like, I don't expect that they'll change much to do with this offense because every time they give it to him, he's chewing up some yards and good things are happening.
Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down and nothing doing there. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. You want to talk about building a drive around a guy. First on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and throw it. This is the guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball out of the backfield.
Throws for the tight end. Hauls it in. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. The Eagles with the 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw on first down. Gets it to him on the screen. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
On the move. Here's a little room there. Slides past the sticks, and he converts on 2nd and long. Great awareness on the scramble. Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. And the Eagles kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Now from inside the red zone. Makes a grab and room to run. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. The give to the fullback. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. Training staff checking out this junior defensive tackle. We hope this is not serious and he gets back in the fray shortly. Give to the fullback. He will not get there as the defense stops him again. After getting absolutely nowhere on 2nd down, they'll try it again on 3rd and goal. Handoff to the fullback. He'll be stopped short. It'll be 4th down, and let's see what the decision is here.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here, Pop.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out, man. I'm going to go for the touchdown right here. And if I miss, they got to go the whole length of the field to score a touchdown.
And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. Right down the boulevard. It's good. That pushes the lead to 6 at 20-14.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Snags a quick pass on the left. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the 1st down. New set of downs after the completion. Reads it, fires complete. Turning it on. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line.
And, man, I want to see more of that. Like, I want to see more of this offense being aggressive, taking shots on early downs. It doesn't have to be run, pass. Like, being a little bit more diverse. They've struggled today to find big plays. That's a big one there.
And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. A handoff for Watson. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. Goes to the option. He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short. And the Falcons will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll power it inside with the fullback. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. Both of these teams still on the outside looking in at the top 25, but here are the rankings as we are winding our way toward the end of the season. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. To the air, it's Reese. Got his man. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
And a really nice job on the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You can tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
On third and short, they're giving it to the tight end. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Eastern Michigan has it and a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun to give to the back. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much, got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Got his man on the right. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit, yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in third down when you know the ball's going to come out fast, understanding that, breaking on the football, going, making the tackle, and forcing the forward.
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Sticks it in his belly. He's barely going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be stopped short on fourth down. They'll run out of the gun with Watson. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Using the quick game. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. In the red area, it's Watson. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Fires left. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. So after getting nabbed for holding, it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. This time it's complete. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. They'll move the tight end. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Trying to get rid of it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And he got it! And things have tightened up. It's a 3-point game.
And that's massive. All the pressure on your defense now. You've made the field goal. You've got to get the ball back. You need one more kick. That's what And so the defense has to be ready to take the field right now, play with intensity, play with energy, and get it back to the offense quickly.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field. The defense did its job, holding them to the field goal, and now this offense will try to protect this lead. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Reese. Finds his man, it's Vincent. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Nice job by this guy finding the slot guy on the track.
Yeah, the receiver just working his way across the field, giving his quarterback a nice, easy target. That's an easy completion.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Rushes on him. Got his man. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Eastern Michigan will be forced to punt. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. He'll field the punt. Quick with the spin move. Man, oh man, did that coverage team have its hands full. Well, not full because they didn't get a hand on him for quite a while. Great return there. Off the RPO, complete. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball that quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground for no gain.
Caught in the backfield, it's Weaver. Could not make his way to the corner.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Here's the pressure. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Falcons will send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin him deep. He fields the punt in his own end zone. The Eagles offense now ready to start the drive. They take over holding this slim lead, and a drive right here sure would be nice. Looking to throw, it's Reese. They go to the wide receiver screen. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
The Eagles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Got his man. Trying to save time on defense, they use their 2nd timeout. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. Getting late, pressure building, huge 3rd down coming up on the road for this offense. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. There he goes. Wanting to stop the clock on defense, they use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll have to navigate the rest of this game without being able to stop the clock.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
Gain of about 4 sets up a 2nd and 6.
And the thing I like about giving it to the fullback right away, it hits downhill right now. Very little chance for a ball handling mishap. No fumbles. He secures the football, wraps it up, falls forward, and usually gets positive yards.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. This is as big a play as we've had in this game. 3rd down and 3. Draw play, quarterback keeps it. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It'll be 4th down. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. They'll go to the fullback. He didn't get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and now they've got a chance to pull out the game. They'll start this drive with a pass. Fires to the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Defense making the play. Hey, never hurts to pad the stats on D either, right? And they'll be able to run out the clock.
And how about the defense coming up with a big play late in this football game? Offense trying to put something together. But, man, they anticipated pass. They played with great vision in the back end, broke on the football, Palmer, and they called game.
Yeah, they had the lead. They knew the offense was probably going to have to be throwing the football to try to get back in this thing, and everybody's eyes on the QB. What a great job jumping in front of the pass. Forget knocking it down. Catch the ball, pick it off, end the game.
They'll start this drive at their own 48. The big fullback's got it. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6.
One thing you know with this guy, at fullback, he's not going to fumble the football, and I think that's why they're handing it off to him in the 4th quarter with the lead.
And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. After the stumble earlier this year, a lot of people wrote this team off. People might be searching for spots on the bandwagon again now.
Yeah, give this coaching staff a lot of credit too, Reese, because they made a few tweaks and adjustments schematically to their personnel as well, and they've really now seemed to find a nice rhythm.
And it's hard to find that early in the season, but the good teams figure out who they are, what they do well, and you can tell they're starting to get in a groove, figure out who does what well, and maximize that and accentuate that.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody.